Hello, and welcome to the Iceborne Weapon Outlook. I'm Jaden, and I'll be your guide as we explore each weapon in Monster Hunter World Iceborne. My goal being to give an understanding of what each weapon is capable of. With 14 weapons to choose from, it can be hard to pick one to use. Please note this isn't exactly a full course guide on how to play each weapon. If you're struggling to learn the weapon, I will be recommending the guides I use myself in the description. I do not intend to replace existing guides, force certain playstyles, or undermine specific playstyles. I merely wish to help those new to the game get an idea of what each weapon is capable of, especially with the final update soon approaching. Before we begin, this video will be focused on the Iceborne expansion moveset. If you do not own this expansion, be sure to check your hunter's notes or other guides. Separating all the moves based on the expansion would be rather messy. With all that out of the way, let's begin with the weapon outlook. Today, we'll be looking at the Sword and Shield, a deceptively simple weapon with lots of versatility. The Sword and Shield is a weapon that some are usually quick to overlook. Because of what it offers, many simply brand it as a beginner weapon, a weapon so simple that it should only be used to get an understanding of the game. To a degree, those sorts of players are correct. However, the Sword and Shield could be much more than just a beginner weapon in the right hands. The strength of the weapon comes from its versatility, having almost everything you would want in a weapon. Defensive capabilities, fast attacks, simplistic moves, slash and blunt properties, the works. It's pretty much the Swiss Army knife of weapons, right alongside its cousin, the Charge Blade. Like a Swiss Army knife though, your skills with it dictates its strength. This is a weapon that adapts to you, the hunter, or the player in this case. On the surface, the simplistic moveset makes it pretty easy to spam and not take much risks. If you attempt to plan out your moves and attacks, however, you'll go far with the weapon. So, how exactly do we go far with the weapon? It mainly depends on how you wish to handle and treat the weapon. Sword and Shield is a fast-hitting weapon, so elements are generally favored. However, that doesn't mean you should exclusively play Sword and Shield like this. It's also possible to build around the raw damage of the weapon or even use statuses. Your build will determine the moves you rely on, just as a fair warning though. It's for this reason I encourage those wishing to get into the weapon to try it for themselves. Since it is a weapon that adapts to you, what I mention won't automatically turn into a weapon for everyone. So, let's take a quick look at some aspects of the moveset and what it has to offer. Be aware that as I talk regarding some of the important moves, the button layout will be based on the PS4. This shouldn't be a problem for Xbox controllers, but you will need to examine your buttons for keyboard. Lastly, for training purposes, I will be using the full Defender armor set in the move demonstrations. This will allow me to show the weapon's mechanics without too much influence from skills. If I have to use a different armor set, I will wear the full armor set without any decorations or charms. Hold R2 to block. It's as simple as that. While holding R2, you can move and reorient yourself with the left stick. Blocking reduces the damage you take, but it should only really be used in emergencies. While blocking, you can use any item from your item bar by using square. Healing items, traps, slinger ammo, and even specialized tools just to give you an idea. Though it is easy to forget this when putting away your weapon is relatively fast. If you don't have any skills put into speed eating, it is much safer to put away your weapon before healing. While you don't keep your weapon out, you're able to run while your weapon is sheathed. There is only one playstyle where keeping your weapon out truly shines, but we'll cover that later. It's for this ability to use items quickly where the support focus shines with Sword and Shield. Hence why you often see Sword and Shield branded as a support weapon for some players. This is a case of the Sword and Shield adapting into a support weapon, as it does adapt to what you want it to be. Press triangle to do various slashes, which can be chained into a total of 3. 2 slashes before ending in a Sword and Shield combo. You can end this into a round slash by pressing triangle and circle together. Pressing circle from standstill will also perform various slashes, ending in a round slash automatically. Combine these slashes with the triangle slashes and you'll have some awesome combo potential. The standard combo being 3 triangle attacks and 3 circle attacks from standstill. After 2 triangle or circle attacks, holding a direction and pressing triangle will perform a spiral slash. This attack redirects your hunter and allows you to attack repeatedly so long as you hold a direction. If you want to slash non-stop, this will be the best method for racking up elemental or status damage. Combining these attacks together can allow for some high elemental combos. A strong combo being spiral thrust, stab, 2 triangle, 2 circle, repeat. Since it has little commitment, it is easy to dodge when you feel at all threatened. While guarding, pressing triangle will do a rising slash, which you can use as the start of your triangle chain. Definitely work this method in as it adds an additional attack onto your combo. Its low commitment also allows you to chain into other attacks or backstep. Pressing forward and circle will do a shield bash, which you can chain 3 times. The shield bash deals blunt damage, meaning hits to the head can stun the monster. This works well if you want to try and force an opening on a monster. Pressing triangle and circle while moving will perform an advancing slash. You can also perform an advancing slash by moving and pressing triangle button with your weapon sheath. If you perform this move from a ledge, climbable surface, or slope surface, it gains special properties. While blocking, or performing an attack, holding back and pressing circle will perform a backstep. This backstep has invincibility frames, meaning it is affected by various evade window skills such as the evasion mantle. From this backstep, you have 2 major options, charge slash and perfect rush. Charge slash leaps you forward while performing an attack. If the attack connects onto the monster, you'll leap into the air. While in the air, you can either falling bash with circle or jumping slash with triangle. Falling bash deals stun damage and is a very powerful move. By utilizing this and the shield bash, you should at least get a stun or 2 over the course of a hunt. This is a solid attack to use for raw focus sword and shield loadouts as well. Jumping slash is used for mounting a monster or knocking it out of the air. If you don't have a ledge to take advantage of, this might be an attack to try. Just remember that attempting to go for the mount more than once isn't usually viable. The perfect rush is an attack chain of 3 that increases in damage based on your timing. Mashing the button yields weak hits, and not hitting the button will stop the chain. This is where the timing aspect might be tricky for some players at first glance. If you attempt to press the button based on a perceived timing, you might not realize you're mashing. Instead, press the button the moment you see your hunter glow red. The window is a lot more forgiving than you might think. You can also perform a perfect rush following a Slinger burst by pressing triangle. We will be covering the Slinger burst in the next section, but mentioning it now is very helpful. Practice this and you'll be able to deal the most damage with this attack chain. With your weapon unsheathed, pressing L2 will allow you to aim your Slinger. In the base game for World, the sword and shield was the only weapon able to use the Slinger while the weapon was unsheathed. Because every weapon in Iceborne gains this benefit, sword and shield gains something better. While aiming your Slinger, pressing R3 will switch between Slinger and Slinger burst modes. You can tell which mode you're in by the button prompts and the posture of your hunter. In Slinger burst mode, your hunter will always face where the reticle is aiming at. A Slinger burst is a burst of your current Slinger ammo, consuming 1 ammo upon use. This 1 ammo shoots off into multiple, but its range is reduced as a result. The currently equipped Slinger ammo dictates how it reacts in Slinger burst mode. Item-based Slinger ammo such as dung, flash, and screamer pods shoot off normally. Regular Slinger ammo will shoot off multiple of that one type in a shotgun-like fashion. Bomb and dragon pods shoot off into a cloud that explode after a short duration. Pierce, thorn, bomb, and dragon pods all have the ability to cause the monster to flinch. These are the strongest Slinger ammo to use when attempting to use a Slinger burst. If you have access to this ammo, certainly take advantage of it. You can also gain Slinger ammo through the Clutch Claw weapon attack. Being a light weapon, Sword and Shield requires 2 Clutch Claw weapon attacks to soften the monster's hide. However, the Sword and Shield has a method of instantly tenderizing the part you want. After any roll, with your weapon unsheathed, pressing L2 will do a claw uppercut. This attack will automatically lead into the Clutch Claw state. From there, you can perform a weapon attack, instantly tenderizing the monster's hide. It will be difficult to get the hang of the aiming this attack, but practice will surely help. This method of clawing onto the monster has the benefit of avoiding the Slinger aiming process, something that can be difficult if you have lock-on targeting. It's thanks to all these Slinger-based aspects that allow the Sword and Shield to work as a Slinger weapon, being able to tenderize monster parts while gaining Slinger ammo before going into the perfect rush. You can see the amount of versatility this weapon holds. After 3 shield bashes, or a round slash, you can perform a backstep by simply pressing circle. Keep this in mind if you want to chain the backstep into your combo or avoid a nasty attack. If performing a backstep from a guard is too difficult, try pressing triangle from standstill. This will perform a very low commitment attack that keeps you still. If you perform a backstep and don't want to go for a leaping slash, hold back on your stick. This will do a simple slash and allow you to continue without much risks. As long as you keep your weapon unsheathed, it will remember your last Slinger mode. This can help if you intend to make good use of the Slinger ammo through Slinger bursts. When performing an advancing slash towards a climbable wall, it will result in a downward stab. This downward stab hits multiple times on the way down and deals mounting damage. Use this against flying monsters for a chance to knock them out of the air. Before we end things off, let me share some strong skill synergies. Defensive skills such as health boost, negate stun, or evade window will be up to you to decide. Everyone has their preferences and I don't want to force mine onto you. While I did mention defensive skills will be up to you, speed eating was hard not to recommend. Speed eating increases the speed at which you eat items such as potions. Since you can use items while your weapon is out, this is a very strong synergy to use. Wide range, combined with speed eating, is one of the reasons Sword and Shield is labeled as a support weapon. This skill allows you to share the benefits of your items to fellow hunters. If you intend to utilize healing items, levels 3, 4, and 5 benefit the most. Items that apply their effects immediately such as antidotes, nullberries, etc. work even with level 1 wide range. Please note that skills such as recovery up or item prolonger don't work with wide range. These skills only apply to those who have the skills currently equipped while being healed. Stone Thrower increases the amount of Slinger ammo you receive from a single pickup. Just note that monster-based Slinger ammo will require more levels to receive the full benefits. If you intend to make use of monster ammo, this will surely help out in the long run. Critical Element increases the elemental damage of critical hits. This is a 1.35 times modifier for Sword and Shield, which becomes 1.55 times with True Critical Element. However, the methods of getting both critical element abilities are rather difficult. Rathalos, Azure Rathalos, and Velkhana armor sets come with critical element as a set bonus. Any elemental weapon received from Arc-Tempered Kul'Taroth also come with critical element out of the box. And True Critical Element is exclusive to Silver Rathalos armor, which is rather hard to build around. As a result, taking advantage of this ability is rather difficult. Though, what if there was a way we could take advantage of critical element? Let us take another look at that Velkhana armor set. Frostcraft is an ability exclusive to the Velkhana armor set that causes frost to build on your weapon. This increases the amount of damage weapon dishes out, but only for a limited number of hits. The frost will slowly regen while your weapon is out, but regens faster when your weapon is sheathed. You think this would be terrible for a fast multi-hit weapon, but it doesn't drain much of the meter. By utilizing the perfect rush, this strategy will deal a ton of damage, though this will require experience in timing the perfect rush. Dragon Vein Awakening causes you to take chip damage for each attack, whether it hits or miss. However, Attacking the monster enough times will give you health back in return. This counter before you heal is reset if you put away your weapon though. Being able to use items while still keeping your weapon out is relatively strong with this ability. You also gain extra affinity, element, and status while your weapon is out, making it perfect for elemental or status focused sword and shield playstyles. The sword and shield is a misunderstood weapon, often being labeled as something only beginner or support players use. Though what many don't realize is that this is a weapon that adapts into the playstyle you want it to. You can take this weapon into many different ways and it will still help you out when you least expect it. I myself am not exactly a strong sword and shield user, preferring the older iterations of the weapon, so I do ask that you at least take my words with a grain of salt. With that said, if you're new to Monster Hunter, I think trying the sword and shield would be rather fun. It isn't overall difficult to build around the weapon and anyone can pick it up, though please keep in mind that the biggest weapon of all is the knowledge of the hunt. Remember to study and analyze what the monster is capable of for future success. If you like this video, feedback would be highly appreciated. I intend to make videos similar to this as we lead up to the final update of Monster Hunter World. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, hunters, and happy hunting.